All right, what's up, people? It's your boy Spankdog, aka Pufferstein. You already know, like, comment, share, subscribe, and tick the notification bell so you know when I go live or I post a video. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be doing sports. Kind of missed it, you know what I'm saying? Like basketball's been going for a minute now. Probably the things I'm paying attention to most is Caitlin Clark, Victor Wembanyama. I mean, the new draft, I gotta really take a look at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that in the top six picks, they picked the three Australian kids. Is it? Yeah, I think in the top six picks, three went. Yo, what's up, Matt Ritchie? How you doing, bro? Hey, what's up, Letitia? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we talking a little basketball. I hope everything's good with you and Matt Ritchie. You already know how we do it. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of notes jotted down about what I was gonna talk about. You know what I'm saying? They're the two people that won the championship last year. Oh yeah. All right. Look, Matt Ritchie wrote, "Hey there, homie," and then Letitia popped up and was like, "Yo, what's up, Spank?" Says, "Hey there," and then I was telling her I hope everybody's doing good. She says she's doing good. Thanks. I always like to address my people, straight music. You know, I don't know if it'll get to the point where there be like how the thing is flashing, but like I said before, the originators, the original people, I'll never forget them. Y'all guys are like embedded in my brain. Oh, it's a rain day out there where you at? What I was gonna say, yeah, y'all guys are embedded in my brain. I'm telling you, certain people once this takes off, I'm gonna say it like that because failure is not an option. You know what I'm saying? So once this takes off, like y'all people got special places with me. You know what I'm saying? Other people would be like, oh, they would stay away from saying stuff like that. Yo, people, don't forget about the giveaway because when we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm sending out packages. you know, and I got packages for the originators just on the strength. I'm still gonna pick out two lucky winners. You know what I'm saying? But when I hit 1,000 subscribers, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send something out to the two winners, the two Kevin Durant's that I promised, along with the extra bonus cards, just like I promised. And again, just like I said, for the people that were with me at the beginning, I'm gonna send stuff out to them, whether they got kids, whether they're females and into the WNBA, because I even have WNBA cards because I really like the WNBA right now, and I was preaching to people that it's gonna come out of nowhere, and it did. You ain't so bad yourself, Chola. God bless you, man. Y'all people keep me up, bro. Telling you, there was a time when I would come in here and one time you want to hear something funny, and it's still gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I first started, like I be talking to myself, but I wasn't trying to like not do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just be like pretending like I'm talking to somebody, and really just reporting. Rather, it ain't even about. It sound like I'm talking to an imaginary friend and stuff, but just reporting or broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about talking to yourself, but as you guys started to pop up slowly, and like every time I did a live, at least one or two people came through, it became different. You know what I'm saying? And I look forward to you guys popping up. You know what I'm saying? So, but look, check it out. We're going to get into the story. So, y'all guys know that Boston won the championship last year in the NBA. And if you didn't know, now you know. The Boston Celtics are the reigning champions in the NBA. So their two big stars are Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Now, you know that I do the collectibles. So the crazy thing is that I started collecting the year after Jaylen Brown came out and the very year that Jason Tatum did come out. So when you collect, usually you'll deal with the year that's in the present. So I actually missed um Tatum. I missed Jaylen Brown by a year. So I started collecting when Tatum came out. So I got a little more. Nah, you crazy? I seen it. What did it say? Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying. Matt Ritchie said I talk to myself all the time. He said it's okay. I still do. Word. Yeah, yeah. Man, listen, man, it's all good. Like I said, if you're a good person, you can talk to yourself all you want. You know what I'm saying? But like I just didn't want to like people that start their broadcasts and their lives, they go through the same thing that I went through. So I just didn't want to make them feel like they're cuckoo and talking to themselves and stuff like that. But because you talk to yourself like you said, that doesn't mean you're. And cuckoo is a bad term, but it's not like I was trying to be politically correct right there. But yeah, it's okay. Let me tell you something. I speak to God when nobody's around. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then you'll hear me muttering to myself. You know what I'm saying? So, but check it out. So Tatum and Jaylen Brown, I couldn't tell if they were kosher, like if they were friends, even though they were teammates. And let me tell you something: when you making beautiful music together on the court, like they did last year, y'all don't gotta be friends. Just go in there and do your job. You know what I'm saying? Yes, God is great. God is very great. You know. So Tatum, I like a little more, but only because when I started collecting, he was the rookie class. Probably if I would have started collecting the year before, I would have had a little more love for Jaylen Brown. But not only did I start collecting in the year that Jason Tatum came out, he also became the star of that rookie class, along with probably Donovan Mitchell and De'Aaron Fox. Laurie Markkanen came out. Those are all big time players right now. Laurie Markkanen, Jason Tatum, De'Aaron Fox, um, and Jason Tatum, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, and Laurie Markin, and even Bam Adebayo. They're really big time right now. Big time players. They get paid big salaries. So, but this is crazy. As good as a draft as that is, they consider Jason Tatum the best one out that draft. It's a little bit like Donovan Mitchell's really good, but Jason Tatum made all. For the people who don't know, if you make first team All NBA, that's like crazy. That's like winning MVP, but of your position. Because like they'll pick an MVP for the league, like Jokic won 3 out of the last 4 years. Embiid, I think, got one. But what they do is they do a first team All NBA, and then they give one shooting guard, one point guard, one forward, one small forward, one power forward, and a center. That's the five. They give them the first team slot. So you're kind of like winning the MVP of your position. Then they have second team and third team because first team is so limited. They make a second and third team for other guys that should be shouted out. Well, Jason Tatum made first team all 3 out of his first 6 years or 4 times out of his first 7 years, something like that. First team, he made it like 2 or 3 times. I don't think Jaylen Brown ever even made it. So then to mention, people forget like how Tatum has just been holding down the Celtics since he was a rookie, and he dunked it on LeBron in the playoffs in that series. He was a rookie. They went that far as with him as a rookie. That was the year before Kyrie Irving came, and then threw them all under the bus. Jaylen Brown forgets that Kyrie at one point was blaming all the guys on the team that were young. So that was Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I would have figured they would have got along by now. But listen, I'm gonna get into the real nitty gritty right now, because this is what really caused the rift. There's a guy named Anthony Edwards that plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's one that he came out in 2020, 2021, because the basketball seasons overlap. So like while most sports is the 2022 season, the 2023 season, the NBA has 2 years in their season title. If you get what I'm saying. Like the NBA season is the 2023-24 season, while every other sport just has a single year, I believe. So what I was gonna get to was all right, that Anthony Edwards is a rookie from 2020 that's starting to emerge as one of the best players in the world. So I didn't know what had happened. I had just seen that Jaylen Brown had took to Twitter and all right, listening while I'm working. That's dope. What I was gonna say, so Jaylen Brown said on Twitter, F you about Jason Tatum. He said F Tatum. So I'm like, man, y'all guys just won the ring. What's happening? I'm happy that they won the ring because I collect and I got a lot of their cards, both of them. But more so Tatum a little bit, but that's not why I'm siding with him, because I have Jaylen Brown's also. So even though I might have a little more Tatum, it wouldn't sway my opinion. First of all, I'm a real dude. Even if I had 100% more Tatums than I did Browns, and I had no Browns, I still would tell the truth. So if Jaylen Brown was official in what was going on, I would say it. But if the report is correct, here we go. This is the nitty gritty right here. I hope y'all guys like my pick. I created that's my pick, so don't catch a heart attack YouTube. That's mine. I did an anime picture of Tatum and Brown. So this is the report. So I wanted to know what was going on. So I started researching what was happening between them that would make Jaylen Brown say F Tatum. I'm over here thinking that maybe Tatum did something wrong, or maybe Tatum did some sucker stuff, maybe because he's a little younger, whatever. So, but this is exactly what I found out. It says from one of the reports I read, Jaylen Brown's recent outburst towards Jason Tatum on social media appears to stem from underlying frustrations. Despite the duo leading the Boston Celtics to the 2024 NBA championship, tension has simmered, especially around Brown's exclusion from Team USA for the upcoming Paris Olympics, which got nothing to do with Tatum. They're saying that Brown sore because he didn't get picked for the Olympics. And to my knowledge, that got nothing to do with Tatum unless there's something we don't know. I doubt that Tatum had him blacklisted. It's not like he's Jordan making sure Isaiah don't go to the USA games. You get what I'm saying? So let's read that again. Despite the duo leading the Boston Celtics to the 2024 NBA championship, that's what it's all about, winning the whole thing. Tension has simmered, especially around Brown's exclusion from Team USA for the up and coming Paris Olympics. Now, that got nothing to do with Tatum, to my knowledge. So for them to mention it, it must be like saying he was in a bad place at that time anyway. And then he says Brown expressed his support for Anthony Edwards as the team's top option. Now, I think I misinterpreted when he said top option. I maybe they meant top option as far as acquiring. Thank you, nice pick. Yeah, it came out good too, man. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I like that pitch. I'm gonna post it later. So, but so at first I thought that they said and they should consider Anthony Edwards as the team's top option. So, but I couldn't really figure out if they were saying top option as going after them in going after Anthony Edwards in free agency, or if he was saying, let's get Anthony Edwards on our team and put him as the number one option. Regardless, they just won the ring. You're over here talking about getting somebody else and or making him the number one option. Now, first of all, Jason Tatum is he's got to be like he's top 10 in the NBA. The rankings say so. He finished literally number 10, while Jaylen Brown finished 42nd. You know, I really believe Jaylen Brown because he did just a little bit better than Jason Tatum in those finals. I feel like it's gone to his head. You know what I'm saying? He forgets how much work Jason Tatum has put in. They wouldn't even have been there if Tatum wouldn't have been the 10th player in the world, the 10th best player in the world. A guy who's the 42nd best player in the world ain't carrying a team to the championships. Y'all guys are like Jaylen Brown won the championship. No, he didn't. When have you seen a guy who was the 42nd ranked player in the NBA lead a team to the championship? When Giannis won the chip, when Jokic won the chip, when Jordan won the chip, when Kobe won the chip, when LeBron won the chip, they might have been top 10 like Tatum, but they weren't no ranked 42nd. So no Tatum, no ring for Jaylen Brown. That's a fact. Unless he got another guy to pick up the slack on his team. So let's go back to what the writing says. So it says Brown expressed his support for Anthony Edwards as the team's top option. Again, I don't know if that's just acquiring or if that means acquiring and letting him get a top position. Because if Anthony Edwards comes, he's definitely going to be the number one or two option because he won't come. So Jaylen Brown was throwing Tatum under the bus for himself. If Anthony Edwards ends up on the Celtics, Anthony Edwards is the number one or the number two option. Now, Jaylen Brown is not as good as Jason Tatum, but he shined in the playoffs a little. So I don't know. I'm telling you, I think he's gassing. He's over here like, I'll be number one. Anthony Edwards will be number two. And Tatum, you could be the third option. Like, Tatum ain't no third option player, brother. Just because you got finals MVP don't mean nothing. Andre Iguodala at 38 years old when he was coming off the bench won finals MVP. You think that means that he's better than Stephen Curry? You know what I'm saying? Like, get off your high horse. How would you dare talk about bringing Anthony Edwards along? And what does that mean? Tatum plays the third spot? You play the third spot because you're 42nd in the league. Tatum is number 10 in the league. Those are the kind of players that win rings. The 42nd ranked player in the NBA, you go find me when the person who was ranked 42nd in the NBA led the team to the ring by himself, as the number one option. A guy, like I said, a guy who's in the top 10, Shea Gilgeous. Let me tell you something. Anthony Edwards wasn't even ranked as high as Tatum. Anthony Edwards was ranked like 20. I'll tell you right now. I don't play. I got it on hand. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't play when it comes to basketball knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you right now. We're talking about Anthony Edwards, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. We're gonna tell you right now who's number one during the season. Like I said, Andre Iguodala won Finals MVP. Keep that in mind. Throughout regular season, Jason Tatum averaged 27 points a game with 7 rebounds and 5 assists. All right, and no, 8 rebounds and 5 assists. All right, shooting 47% from the field, which is fantastic. 83% from free throw and knocks down 3 3-pointers per game. He is ranked the 10th best player in the world. All right. Now you're talking about Anthony Edwards. He went off during the playoffs, but he's the 22nd best player in the league. You got guys like Tyrese Maxey, De'Aaron Fox, Kyrie Irving, Tyrese Halliburton, Victor Wembanyama as a rookie played better than Jaylen Brown last year. He didn't play better than Tatum, but he played better than Jaylen Brown. So I don't really think Jaylen Brown should be talking about who should be acquired. You know, maybe Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum should talk and not include the 42nd ranked player in the conversation. He might not even deserve to be in the conversation. God bless his soul for winning Finals MVP like Andre Iguodala did. No, let me tell you something. Andre Iguodala is a special player because he was a very high ranked player when he was younger, but he won that Finals MVP when he was on the tail end of his career, which is impressive. You know what I'm saying? So, um, it goes Jason Tatum ranked number 10th in the world, Anthony Edwards ranked 22nd in the world, and Jaylen Brown ranked 42nd in the world. This is not no Skip Bayless stuff. Skip speaks not facts. Like he is emotional. The only reason I'm here is because what this states is that Jaylen Brown shouldn't be talking. And he's gassed up because he won Finals MVP. While probably Andre Iguodala coming off the bench as the sixth man won Finals MVP before. You know. So, but anyway, I'm gonna read more. Let me see. Let me check. I don't even watch basketball. You know, Matt Ritchie, I kind of figured that, but I'm just, like I'm glad, I'm flattered that you're still in here. Then, to be honest with you, because if you don't watch basketball and I managed to entertain somewhat enough for you to still be here, that's flattery. You know what I'm saying? And so but check it out though. But you know what? This is also, let me tell you something. For a person, let's say people don't watch basketball, this still is about behavior, how people act with each other. Why are you guys even fighting when you just pulled off the biggest accomplishment in the NBA, which is one of the toughest sports in the world? You guys just did the impossible, the unthinkable, and you guys are at odds with each other. I mean, shame on both of them. But whoever's the one that's really brewing it up, really shame on him. And listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not the kind of guy to stick my foot in my mouth. Um, I know there's a slim chance that something could come out and it'll be like that Jason Tatum was acting up. But until that happens, I'm going with what I read. That's all you could do is read and watch, trusted news sites, trusted channels, and even like I mean, he wrote it on his Twitter. There's nothing to, you know what I'm saying? I don't need a news report to see on his Twitter that he wrote F Jason Tatum. So, but let's check it out. And like I said, it's human behavior too. It's not just basketball. You're talking about two guys that are on top of the world. These guys are making shame on both of y'all. Like, y'all guys are making $100 million, $200 million. That's not even with sneaker endorsements. You guys are taking in about $500 million every 5 years. Y'all just won the biggest accomplishment too. So you're as paid as you could get. You're the biggest winner you can be, and you still sour grape. What is going on with this world? I like I said, I don't want to speculate. Speculation lands innocent men on death row. Speculation lands innocent men on death row. So I ain't saying it's Jaylen Brown's fault for sure. I ain't there. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, listen to this. Brown expressed his support for Anthony Edwards as the team's top option, which some viewed as a subtle jab at Tatum. Now, I didn't read that part. That was before I even got to the part where other people are saying, yo, why would Jaylen Brown even talk about Anthony Edwards after they won? I really feel like he's intimidated by Jason Tatum. I have a feeling that he feels next year is not going to go the same way. And he wants to do something to kind of camouflage himself. So let's read this again. Brown expressed his support for Anthony Edwards as the team's top option, which some viewed as a subtle jab at Tatum, including me. This may be part of a broader frustration with, let me turn this a little that way. This may be part of a broader frustration with being overlooked and could explain the unexpected social media behavior. Now, I wrote, to be fair, I feel like Jaylen Brown messed up big time. And I think the finals MVP, anyone the conference finals MVP, I think it went to his head. Why would you say let's put Anthony Edwards as the number one option, or the top option is to acquire him when you guys already won it? I said Anthony Edwards, is great, but after you and your teammate who just won the chip, why would you talk about Anthony Edwards leading the team? I said, even though Anthony Edwards is a great player, even though he's ranked 22nd, not 10th like Jason Tatum, he still led. Karl Anthony Towns was. That's another thing. You act like Anthony Edwards got there by himself. He was there with Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, and they were going nuts too. Karl Anthony Towns he's a great player, Karl Anthony Towns. You got Cat on your team. But I love Anthony Edwards. And this ain't about Anthony Edwards. He didn't do nothing wrong. Anthony Edwards is my guy. He has an interview, a famous interview, where they ask him he's in front of a female sportscaster, and she asks him, I heard you could play baseball, and he goes, yeah, football too, right? Like, he's cocky. So she starts laughing a little bit, and you guys got to check it out. Type in Anthony Edwards funny interview with female reporter, or something to that effect. And you're going to see him and a female reporter start joking with each other during the interview, and it's a great interview. Anthony Edwards is the man. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I said, and after reading what I read and contemplating the scuttlebutt, it sounds like Jaylen Brown got a little hate in his blood. Jason Tatum is a team player. Not only did he not cry when Jaylen Brown did slightly better than him in the playoffs, Tatum never said nothing. Tatum had to watch another man that's probably not as good as him. Like, we can't say that, because one thing about Jaylen Brown, I'll give him, that was some clutch stuff. He made sure to play a good enough game where, they got that ring. They had a slaughter team too. Not slaughter. I'm not going to say that, because, Derek White is good, though. They have some good role players. That's what I meant. They were deep. You know, it wasn't just Jaylen Brown. You know, Porzingis was hurt. So y'all guys talking about, see, like Joel Embiid said, oh, if I had a super team, yo, Joel Embiid, you're always crying. Kristaps Porzingis he didn't even play. He had one 40-point game, and God bless him, but he was hurt for most of that series. So their third option didn't even play. So for you to say a super team won it, you're a big crybaby. He calls himself Troel Embiid. So you want to troll people. Look at what happens. Karma caught up with Joel Embiid. So, but yeah, what I was saying is that Jason Tatum, seeing a guy that might not be as good as him shine when it counted and outdo him, and people are, you know, that created talk about, hey, maybe Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum ate that. He took it like a champ. He said to Jaylen Brown, he was patting him on his back. And even though you could see it in his face a little bit that he wanted to be, you know, looked at like a Jordan, everybody wants to be looked at like a Jordan if you play ball. So I wasn't looking at that as hate. I was just looking at it like, damn, he wished he would have done better, you know, and he wished he would have done the best out of everybody. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's ambition, you know. And the crazier thing is that this is the real crazy thing, people. And people who know about basketball, this is what really gets me. Jason Tatum noticed he was cold in those games. People usually, when they start to mess up like Jason Tatum in a big game like that, they start shooting more and they dig themselves into a worse hole, because even though these pro players could shoot with the like crazy, like they can hit half court shots over and over and over again like it's a free throw. But in the heat of a game, things can change, and that rim can look like it's this big, you know. So Tatum was having a hard time, and guess what? Instead of doing the classic mistake of overshooting, even though you're cold, he said, look, you know, this is a little bad already. Let me check to see if the other guys are hot. And he did the perfect thing that a guy who just can't find his rhythm can do. And that's check to see if any of the other dudes are hot. And that takes a really unselfish soul. A really unselfish soul. How many times have we seen it? I've seen Ray Allen go 3 for 17 in a big game. I've seen John Starks go 4 for 21 or something like that. Tatum could have did that, and instead he kept it at like 6 for 15. He kept it somewhere near 400, 300, where it wasn't an atrocity of a game where he shot 100 or 200% from the field. He actually realized he was cold, and instead of being a chucker, he shared. That is some of the hardest stuff. I've seen so many playoff games where the guy has a bad shooting, like a bad field goal percentage, and he just keeps making it worse. And he don't even give the other people the ball. Tatum did not do that. All right, so you know, when I first read it, I was a little upset, more so than now. I said Jason Tatum is a team player. Not only did he not cry when Jaylen Brown did slightly better than him, that's another thing. He didn't do that much better than him. You got to remember, Jaylen Brown don't even rebound, you know, and he's barely an assist man. He's not even, you know, Jason Tatum not only scores 27 points a game, he gets more rebounds and assists than Jaylen Brown. So, but anyway, it says, I wrote, Tatum is a team player. Not only did he not cry when Jaylen Brown did slightly better than him in the playoffs, you don't even hear Jason Tatum mention that in the regular season, Jaylen Brown couldn't tie Jason Tatum's shoelaces because Jason Tatum was ranked 10th in the league and Jaylen Brown was all the way down there at 42nd. Who are you to say what's best for the team because you caught fire in the playoffs? Jaylen Brown is not better than Jason Tatum. Matter of fact, Jason Tatum won Eastern Conference MVP already. That's another thing. The award that Jaylen Brown won Not in the finals. The series before the finals, Tatum has one of those already. While Jaylen Brown stunk it up in a previous Eastern Conference final, Jason Tatum shined. Or not stunk it up. He didn't do as good as him. So the award that Jaylen Brown is letting him get to his head, one of the awards. Jason Tatum already got one of those. And like I said, I believe Tatum has been on three all NBA first teams. I don't think Jaylen Brown has ever even been on one. And if he has, it's one time. So, matter of fact, Jason Tatum won Eastern Conference MVP already before Jaylen Brown, along with dominating regular seasons year after year, which is what gets them the high playoff berth. They're higher seeded. They get home court advantage over that. With that awesome record that you can attribute to Tatum, not Jaylen Brown, who ranked 42nd, as I point out again. Jason Tatum is the one that gets them the high seeding. And at the end of it all, that's all irrelevant because even the reporters know that Jaylen Brown took a subtle jab. I don't care if it's a subtle jab you throw or a hard punch. You throw, I'm going to throw back. Say them might be I talk into my thing, so sometimes there's typos. Say they might be taking that. I said, say he might be taking the high road. He hasn't even responded to the crap on social media that Jaylen Brown wrote. Jaylen Brown is looking like he has been hating on Tatum for a while and felt threatened when he came onto the team, because Tatum came on after Jaylen Brown. So when Tatum got there, I think it started then. I said, Tatum, I said, Jaylen Brown is looking like he has been hating on Tatum and felt threatened when Tatum first came onto the team and became the number one option over him during regular season. That's another thing. He stole the number one option from him. So, stole the number one option over him during regular season. If everybody that thinks Jaylen Brown can save the day in the playoffs, he didn't. Check the stats. He barely did better than Tatum. Big facts. Not my words. These are the words of people who reported on the story. And when I read it, I just reported it to you guys and then added my own feelings on the matter. That pretty much sums up everything. It could be big now and then later things die down. They could end up talking. They could see stuff like me and other people saying, what's going on? Y'all guys just won the championship. What are you guys doing? And I say, guys, because like I said, I don't know 100% what's going on. So I'm not speculating that it's 100% Jaylen Brown or even more so Jaylen Brown. Something could come out later and let us know that Jason Tatum did something wrong that initiated everything. I'm gonna leave it at that. God bless both of them. The way it looks to me, I just look well. I might even have a preference because Jaylen Brown wasn't around when I started watching basketball again. I mean, I started watching basketball after he was already around. When I started watching basketball, you get into the rookies. And, I got a soft spot for De'Aaron Fox, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Bam Adebayo, Laurie Markkanen. You know what's funny? Dylan DeVille and Brooks is in that draft class. I even got a soft spot for Lonzo Ball, man. I'm praying Lonzo comes back healthy. He got on the TV because Stephen A. Smith said it might be the end for Lonzo. And then he started showing him how his leg was working good. And that wasn't, he didn't prove nothing by what he did. But yeah, man. Hopefully Lonzo Ball's healthy this year. Hopefully Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown work out I don't have a problem with Anthony Edwards going to the Celtics. But if you're doing it out of spite and trying to like do indirects, that's not my, if you're doing indirects and doing sucker stuff and Tatum's over there like, yo, why he's doing that, then you already know what it is, man. I mess with real dudes. If there's any sort of lame stuff involved, I don't want to have nothing to do with it, man. A lot of people be acting up, man, but there's good people out there. Yo, it's your boy Spankdog, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, notification for when I post. And please, definitely the music videos, man. The music. Share that music for me, man. We nasty, bro. Share my brother's stuff that I got on my page, too. Everybody, stay blessed. God bless y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.